Yeah.
Yeah, all good.
All
yeah.
right. Cool.
Good.
I can't do shit, but I know I want to. Maybe if we talk about it, I'll find shit to do. I got a brain somewhere and you got one too. Da-ba-da-da, something to be fucking do.
What?
You right?
Well, I'm okay.
Yeah.
You
Weird week. I don't know.
you don't seem.
No, yeah, a bit off at the moment.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I mentioned a couple of weeks ago I was starting a drug trial.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that.
Yeah, started it. Been on it for like just over a week.
Yeah.
And just some of the side effects are morning sickness, hormones going weird, and food cravings.
So you're pregnant?
I'm pretty sure I'm pregnant. I'm just, which isn't fun.
No.
But yeah, it's like one of the side effects is constant nausea, no matter
Christ.
what. And like I'm genuinely stupid in a lot of ways. Not news to anybody. It's Nick's stupid segment. But like I've said ages ago that yeah, when I was a kid and I was first told to like swallow paracetamol, I wasn't told to actually swallow the pill. I was just told put it on your tongue and drink a glass of water.
Oh,
So I did, and I was like, well, this doesn't move the pill. And it's that level of stupidity where it's not there. So they told me about these side effects, like, okay, fair enough, try it out. Haven't seen any benefits to it yet, really. Apart from the benefit of feeling sick all the time is you have weird dreams to the point where you're not 100% sure that everything's happening. So, yeah.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah,
And
so I just
intense.
wake up and says we have to double check, like, I need like some record of something that's happened.
Right.
Because like,
So you write it down, and then if it's still written down in the morning, then you know.
yeah, then it's real. I'll
You
check
don't
my
know,
text
You just know you
messages.
wrote something down.
Whenever there's something happen, like some genuinely random stuff just happens, and you're like, this feels like this could have just been a daydream. So
Yeah.
not even like extreme, just like that was weird enough that I'll just double check that it,
It doesn't
happened.
help that that like just weird shit happens to you anyway.
Yeah. Well, and it's just like spontaneous stuff. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, cool, double. And then I wake up the next morning. I was like, right, I have to leave in half an hour. Where am I going? Okay, double check. Okay. But yeah,
Yeah.
like, been nauseous. Like, it's started to fade now, but I have to inject myself like every day, which is strange.
Jeez.
And it's like, yes, a diabetes trial, and it's just it's strange how much injecting yourself doesn't hurt at all. It's really weird.
Like you can't feel it.
No,
Right.
like you can feel a prick.
Yeah.
You can feel the vibrations of it going into you, but there's like no nerves there.
Ah.
So it's just like having pins and needles and just stabbing yourself with a compass, like we all did at school.
To be fair, I can never remember any kind of pain of being injected.
Depends where it is.
It's I can remember. I know the feeling of it in the mouth,
Yeah.
like, but I think that's different to anywhere else.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, it's just like, boom, you're like, oh, this is strange and odd.
Yeah.
And I've got a weird little, like, not radioactive, but like bright yellow box with danger markings on it to put all the body waste into, like, needles and, and shit
not
like that.
biological waste, but
Probably.
yeah,
Something like that.
yeah.
So yeah, that kind of fucked with me most of the week. Starting to get a bit better, and then they rang me up and were like, "How's it going?" Because it's a trial, they have to check.
Yeah.
They're like, "Yeah, it's fine. I think I'm pregnant." They're like, oh, "Okay, well we can up the dose now." Like, oh, "Okay,
Oh, great.
so I'll be more pregnant."
More pregnant.
Yeah.
Triplets.
So waiting for it to. I've always wanted to be in junior. You know what I mean? So it's like, now I need to make friends with an elderly, short Danny DeVito lookalike, and we'll be fine.
Yeah. Well,
It'll be good.
here I am.
yeah. But that's meant like that was like, okay, that kind of him. I've got a lot of ideas and stuff I want to do out in the world, but I also don't want to leave my bed most of the time.
Yeah.
So not as much creative stuff this week as I was wanting to.
Yeah.
But there's some cool ideas for the future that
Yeah.
I've kind of set up and written. Just need to go out and do. So that'd be quite fine. But yeah, genuinely quite stupid. So like when I'm nauseous, what do you do if you're nauseous?
If I'm
Why? What do you think causes the nausea?
To be honest, I cannot remember the last time it happened.
Yeah.
My instant thing is like, if
Like
I feel
hangover.
sick, I go and hang around in the bathroom until I'm sick.
Yeah. And this is just constant that.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, I thought sometimes when I'm feeling a little bit nauseous, I'll eat something and that'll make me feel better, or drink fizzy drinks. That's always been, since I've been growing up, drink that. Doesn't help with the diabetes, but like the releasing of air, so like burping after drinking, all that kind of stuff, just tends to help. But they didn't tell me what to do about it. So when they rang up to check, I was like, yeah, I'm getting some nausea. Like the only thing I've seen is like eat lemons, which I've tried and I don't mind doing, but I feel that would be bad for your teeth.
Yeah,
Just
I mean,
eating a lemon a day.
There's still a ton of sugar in a lemon.
Is it sugar? It's acid. That's the thing I was thinking of, just loads of acid. Is there sugar in lemons?
Yeah,
Then why do you have to put sugar into lemonade?
because it's still bitter, but like so
How can it be
with sherbet.
bitter with sweet?
Sherbet is sour. But it's pure sugar.
Is it?
Yeah,
It's not sugar and bitter.
it'll have different flavorings and things in it, but
Yeah.
it's
So there's some sugar that's bitter.
I don't know how it works. I'm not pretending. I'm not a
Yeah.
sugarologist.
Well, there's definitely shit in a lemon that you don't want to ingest through
I'm
your
not sure
face
there's
every
shit
day.
in a lemon.
Probably is. I worked with a Brazilian once who claimed that all limes are actually lemons. He's a weird guy.
He's wrong as well.
Apparently he's not.
Really?
Yeah, it's just like a more ripe, less ripe
So is this
lemon.
is this like bell peppers? Like
Is a bell pepper a lemon?
no, I might
Bell
have this
peppers
wrong, but I always assumed
It's
that a bell
actually a
pepper
sausage.
was they're all the same, just
Oh,
at
like
different
colours.
stages of ripeness.
Yeah, feels like that would be the case, wouldn't it? But then I guess you could probably say Matt chilies.
Yeah,
You learn stuff on this show.
you do
Yeah.
maybe.
But yeah,
Oh.
so lemons, sorry.
Yeah, no, well, it's about learning stuff,
Oh,
but you finish your lemon
Lemons.
story.
yeah. Yeah, I was like, I'll eat lemons, and maybe that'll help. But then she said, try just drinking water. Like, I drink water and no effect. And she goes, okay. And she just was dancing around the issue. And I was like, well, just why am I nauseous? She goes, well, if there's just stuff in your digestive tract at any point, you'll feel sick. Brilliant.
What?
Okay.
Oh, as in while you're on the trial.
Yeah.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
what it does is it messes with something in your intestines. It does something.
Well, this
Which
is
means
going
if-
to be a fantastic drug.
Yeah,
Either my leg falls off or I feel ill all the time.
Yeah, but then it's like, okay, but just with that bit of information, I'm like, okay, so if it's the fact that there's something in that I'm digesting, that's the problem, then that means don't eat if you're feeling nauseous, and then it should start to subside.
Yeah.
Because no one tells me that. So I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. What if I eat a panini? Does that work? Dog food? I don't know.
You see, paninis bypass your digestive tract. Only paninis.
Well, it's like because the only thing I could find is it's similar to morning sickness. So I was looking to treatments for morning sickness, and I was
Yeah.
like, sex. Like, I don't think. I think the sex is going to be different to what most pregnant mothers have. If I was to have sex with someone,
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, my uterus isn't going to be massaged. That's going to help that. So I was
No.
like, can I go in because I'll exercise it out. I don't mind, but I don't know if you're feeling like you're going
Yeah,
to
I mean,
vomit.
you're used to throwing up at the gym.
Yeah. But is it like good to exercise with nausea? Because maybe it will help, but then maybe it won't. I just want to know before I go and spread it. So yeah, just been trying to play around with that. But yeah, just stupid. I just need to be told in black and white what the deal is, and people
Yeah.
skirt around the issue so much because either they don't know, they think they want to say the comforting thing, like "Don't worry, it'll pass." It's like, and yeah, look, I'm going to be dead at one point, so obviously it's going to pass.
Yeah.
What can
So
I do
will
to
I.
help this? Yeah. That's all I want to know is like, how do you swallow? I was in hospital I had some kind of incredible asthma attack apparently, and I was just in hospital when I was like 13.
Oh, right, okay.
And I was just like in hospital for
tell
like a
me.
week. Yeah, just in hospital for a week, and they were like, "Can you take pills?" And I was like, "No, I've tried before, but for some reason they just do not go down my throat."
I'm immune to
Yeah.
Western medicine.
So they're giving me like the squirty stuff, and I was just like, "You're a bit old for this." It's like, if someone just told me that if I want to swallow something, I need to swallow, I would have done it. But because my brain, because like it was displayed incorrectly for me without enough information. I was like, that doesn't make any sense. But hey, if you say so.
So maybe
it didn't work.
I feel sick because no one's told me I have a choice not to.
Yeah, just the stupid. My brain just needs all the information to be like, okay, don't care about whether it's good or bad or
It's
painful.
easy to like
what is
not
the deal?
connect dots though. Like
Yeah.
I think so many people have got weird gaps in their knowledge just because,
Yeah.
you don't necessarily connect one thing to another.
Lemons, sugar,
Yeah,
all that stuff.
yeah, limes, bell peppers.
Yeah. So yeah, it's been a weird, sick, and like it's starting to improve now.
Subside.
Yeah.
Have you? So is it something that wears off as the trial goes on, or is it something that's just around all the time until you're finished?
Around all the time until you're finished, I think.
Yeah.
But you just learn how to counteract it by eating a lemon.
Yeah.
And like, if it means that you kind of just need to eat less consistently, then hey, I'm happy to try that kind of stuff anyway. So
Right.
I can do that. But now that I know that that's how it's done, or that's a way to prevent the nausea, or at least control it, like, okay, great. Now that I know, I can now adopt that policy.
It sounds crap.
Yeah, but it's one of those things where it's meant to help, and as soon as I got it, I was like, I don't need this. I can take care of myself. I just haven't been asked. And then you just go, do you know what I mean? And then it's just been like, well, yeah, just do it then.
Yeah.
It's one of those. It's like if people try to give up smoking, you go like, oh, I could give up any time. Like, why don't you vape? No, I'd rather just quit. Like, okay, but are you still smoking? Yeah. Okay, so maybe you do need a little bit of extra.
Something.
You're just trying to prevent yourself from accepting extra help.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, say I'm on it for like 3 to 6 months. But like, hey, see what effects it might have.
Yeah.
And nausea will motivate you to not do things. Like, and because your appetite's basically getting smaller and smaller, your stomach's just having a reset from, it's what they say about the meat diets and all these crazy fad diets, which again, I've been told by many, many medical professionals, no.
Yeah.
Just eat food. They're like, yeah, but what about intermittent fasting? No. Eat food. I was just like, I thought that might have some legs. And they're like, no, just eat food.
No legs.
Yeah. No frogs. So yeah, just trying that, and then see 3 to 6 months, I'll have some results. And then as a result of being sick all the time, it started to actually make me put my life kind of together.
Yeah.
It's kind of odd. Because just coincidentally, a few stars have aligned in terms of my mind's been occupied by a few different things, podcast, stand up, and all that kind of stuff. I've been distracted from the things that were anchoring me down in terms of mental health and stability that I'd go to kind of just keep things level.
Yeah.
Now I've been too busy that I've been slowly kind of rising mentally.
Right.
So it's good. It's good. It's weird. I've been washing my face.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I used to just use shampoo.
Just to be fair, like, me too.
Yeah. But then it's like, no, you need to use like facial scrubs and exfoliate and stuff like that, don't you?
Yeah. You used to do that a lot when we were at uni, though. You had like skincare regime and everything like that. You were like proper American Psycho when we were at uni.
Yeah, I would have gotten an ice pack or an ice face pack if that was the case. Yeah, but that's when I was completely on it, on my structure, on my routine and everything. And yeah, it was genuinely like doing everything perfectly.
Yeah.
Just in Stoke-on-Trent. So, yeah, it's just trying to get back into that routine. But yeah, nausea, injections kind of brings everything. And then again, because you need to monitor your food and control, like limit the amount of food you're ingesting, then that means
a closer look
a
at
structure
yeah.
of like, okay, that means I have to have a breakfast, lunch, and a dinner.
Yeah.
And I have to measure what it's going to be. And this makes you take things more seriously. So even though my brain was like, you don't want to be doing this, it's pretty extreme to jump from nothing to like tablets to now you're going to inject yourself every day because you can't digest the amount of medicine we need to give you.
Yeah.
Okay. This is intense.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, the whole concern of jumping from, this is how little I care / pay attention, is I don't know what type of diabetes I've got. It's one of two, right? It's one of the two. I don't inject myself. So when people say, what type? I go, I don't inject myself. But now I have to say, I do on an experiment.
Yeah.
But I take pills and they're like, yes, of course you're fine.
Right.
But yeah, there's always a concern that one can be misdiagnosed as the other.
Right.
So some people who are diagnosed as type 2, I'm going to say, like the pills, That's like they'll see how it goes.
Got the type that could go away?
No.
No.
But this is a point of contention. Like
Right.
the medical specialists who have spoken to me have basically said it's like if you're allergic to something. If you're allergic to nuts, you're allergic to nuts. You suffer from diabetes, just not as much as if you're around nuts. No. So diabetes is you can't like break down carbohydrates as good. Let's say.
Yeah.
I can't remember specifically, but your body can't
'Cause
break
it's
down
like
glucose
sugars.
as much,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. that
And
makes
so
sense.
you're always like that, but you don't always, if you're thinner and you're in exercising, you don't need to break down as much sugar. So you don't really notice it. But yeah, mine's the one that can be managed with diet and exercise if you get to a point.
Yeah. Right.
But-
okay.
I will still have the symptoms. It will just be managed by diet and exercise.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, one of the extremes is that jumping up to the worst one is now you have to inject yourself with insulin. And that's, it's not a case that one evolves into the other. It's the case that you always needed to inject yourself. They just tried not injecting yourself, I think.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be saying all this medical shit. So basically the thing was injecting yourself feels like it's stepping up in the severity of my mortality. So it's a bit weird. But
Yeah.
the fact of the matter is, even though I wanted to be like, even though there was part of me that was like, I should just not do this and I should just get my life together. I was like, no, you need to look after yourself. You have to do this. So just do it and then see what happens.
Yeah.
And it has helped just by being sick all the time. It's just a weird treatment. Make him sick.
Yeah.
That'll be great.
Ipecac.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've started to kind of manage it a bit better. But it's weird. It's like you can't drink water as fast. And I drink water fast. Like to an
That's
impressive
a weird
degree.
brag.
Yeah, well, it's just, I don't know. I just don't understand people who like, if you order a pint of water,
Yeah.
it's like not ordering me a shot, but it's like ordering me a tumbler of water.
Yeah.
I'll drink that by the time you've drank your tumbler.
Right. Yeah.
Just because I'm just efficient. So yeah, just I need to like control little sips
Yeah.
and like having soup in the evenings, which is horrible.
You don't like soup, or
I
you just
do.
don't like it in the
I
evening?
Don't like the image.
I don't like it for a meal, like for a main meal.
Yeah.
I don't get it. But I will have stew,
Yeah, but that's like lumps, isn't it?
supposedly. But big soup,
Supposedly.
Heinz big soup.
Yeah,
That's a stew.
yeah, I guess. Yeah, but I
Not
just don't
for
like the
dinner.
idea of just like the image of just soup. Like,
Yeah.
I got to dip my bread in it. I just start screaming at myself, but it works. It's one again. It's easily digestible foods
Yeah.
to prevent nausea
Because it's mostly digested while you're eating it.
while you're sweating.
Yeah.
Mulligatawny.
Yeah. Yeah. Before you even eat it, it's partially digested. It's all mulched up.
Yeah, whisked or something. So yeah, been a weird week for that. Had some creative stuff planned. I wasn't quite filling up for it, but all plans fell through anyway. So it was like, oh no, I can just lie in bed.
Yeah.
But then I had a mate contacted me out of the blue and was like, "Do you want to? I've got tickets to a football match. Do you want to go?"
Oh, nice.
It's like, sure. So then that was the thing. I was like, I woke up the next day and was like, I haven't spoken to him in like 6 months. Like, and we don't live, neither of us live near the football ground. Was this just a weird dream? So I had to like message him and be like, are we going to see football today? He's like, yeah. Like, all right, fair enough. So we went and so I was walking around all nauseous. And I always carry a knife.
Oh,
It's just something that I do. It's a bit of Swiss Army knife.
Yeah.
But I always carry it around with me because I always use it, and my brain just goes, it's always better to have it.
Comes in handy, to be fair.
Yeah, until you're getting security checked trying to enter into a football stadium.
Shit.
When you're like sweating,
Yeah.
looking a bit pale, and just looking like you're going to be sick. This guy's got a knife.
I can trust this guy.
But what I like about it is kind of like, one, it was a genuine, one, it's like it's a 13-year-old knife. So it's completely blunt. Even the toothpick's blunt. I mean, a toothpick's meant to be sharp. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
Maybe.
so it was completely useless. And I was like, look, it's just a genuine mistake. It's on my keyring.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm carrying it in my shoe holster.
It does seem obvious that it's like...
Yeah. So they were like, yeah, we found a knife. We'd like to let you in. We believe that you don't need a knife to murder somebody. So we'd like to let you in, but we can't, because we can't just say, yeah, we found a knife on that guy and we just let him in. So they were like, can we destroy it?
Not just confiscate it?
Yeah, well, they took me, they said, can I take it to baggage and you can like deposit a bag and they'll do it. And the guy I was with was a bit of a geezer and we got chatting. So he was like, oh, it's no charge, it's fine. Free knife. Free knife deposit. So got that sorted and watched some football, which
cool.
It's all right.
Local?
Manchester United
right.
at Old Trafford Stadium. And playing Watford. It was a mate's dream to... Well, like, he's a big Man United fan. He's never gone to Old Trafford to watch a match. He was like, we used to play FIFA.
Watford, that makes sense. I went to Manchester on the Saturday for my mate's birthday.
Yeah.
And I was on the train with a bunch of Londoners. So Watford makes sense.
Yeah,
but
makes sense.
they were in... One of them was in like a Man U scarf. I couldn't quite figure it out. It was like, well, you wouldn't...
Sometimes people can be friends.
No, but they're all Londoners.
Yeah.
Like, they're all, like, really...
Well, I think
the
Watford
heaviest of
wasn't,
heavy Cockneys I've ever... Like, accents I've ever heard in my fucking life.
Yeah.
And, like, it was, like, 6 guys, and it's the only time I've seen an adult kneeling on his seat to talk over the top of it to his friend.
Right.
Like,
okay. Yeah, like a kid
like a
on
child
a plane.
does. Yeah, but they were all doing it, and it was very loud. And I was...
You're right.
Yeah.
You okay? You feel nauseous?
Yeah.
Do you want lemon? Well, I think I don't know anything about sports, but maybe Watford wasn't promoted to the same league as Man United until recently, so maybe they were fans of both.
Maybe
they just liked football. I don't know.
It's fair.
Right.
It's a fair point. Yeah, do what you want. I just found it odd. They seem to be Man U supporters, but Watford seems more likely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yes, that was fun-ish, sick weekend.
Yeah.
Nearly lost my knife.
Oh.
But that's all good. Sorry, did you have a story? You had something?
Just a learning thing.
Learning.
A couple of redactions from last week.
Word on the street?
No.
You didn't have 9,000 views.
Well, I should have followed up with that, to be fair. My investigative reporting is poor.
Yeah.
No, firstly, I don't know who Barbara Streisand is, because the woman in Hocus Pocus was Bette Midler.
It did ring very wrong, but I was like, all
just
right.
confused
Fair
the
enough.
two. But to be fair, I think I don't know. Like, they're both similar kind of women. Like
Witches.
No, like
singers, songwriters,
singers, big show tunes, like that
Right.
kind of like strong female, kind of old school show business kind of women. And the other one is, I don't think I used the word annexed correctly, but I didn't actually look up how to properly use it, so I can't even. That's a partial redaction.
I made a mistake. I just don't know what it was. Yeah, I might have. Maybe we did.
Yeah,
Maybe we
and
did.
I wanted to get the Bette Midler one out of the way before anyone has a chance to be like, hey, because people are like that with pop culture, and it's dick. It's a dick move. Stop it.
Celine Dion. But in terms of press conferences, did you mention that? You said something about that. I'm tempted. Nice segue.
Nice segue. Did you say this? I'm going to pretend you did.
Brilliant. Yeah, you said something about it. But yeah, I'd like to. I'm tempted. I've been so tempted to do so many stupid things, not just because I'm sick all the time.
Life.
Yeah, but like, so I was like, this, now that I'm the face of, I've managed the social media of the podcast.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm responsible for the image. And I was like, there was so many like BBC articles about something that was stupid. I mean, we got our first organic, complete stranger.
I saw him.
The Facebook page.
Was he foreign?
Yeah.
I couldn't
Searched
figure out
him
where
down.
he was from.
Yeah. It was this weird. It was like, it's good. It's good news.
Yeah.
But it was like, this is strange. And then like even checked some of his stuff, and there was like, he's just like the podcast. We're going to rip into him. Welcome. But yeah, you had like he had a thing on his Facebook feed that was like, tears are just your eyes talking when your heart's too broken to speak. And I was just tempted just to, as the podcast, just comment as something horrific. And then I was like, if I do it here, I can clearly do it on like news articles.
Yeah.
Who gives a shit? Putting Teeth podcast.
Like in quotes underneath.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just let's post it on like this. React to the because we talk about newsy stuff.
Yeah.
You can always just mention it on there, and that's how you get it. And
Can you comment on articles as a page?
in some ways, I think on some things you can. Not everything for some reason, but on some things you could. So maybe it's like if you're going from one page to another page.
Yeah.
Like imagine BBC News is a page rather than a profile.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, there was an element to do that, and I was very tempted to do it. And the other thing that I'm almost certain I'm going to do as soon as I can figure out how to do it, is to just raid press conferences. Because I've decided one of the things I want to do is go out in the field and
get
interview
press
things.
invites to things.
Well,
I'm
I just want to
almost
figure out
certain
how,
that's
like,
got to
just
be
where.
like.
Just like when, like, I just need to be friends with a prison. Just be like, when are you releasing an inmate? And there's going to be some kind of thing. And I was like, oh, how do you feel getting out? And I was like, yeah, did your parents forget to get you a dead teenager for Christmas? And like, yeah, just all the filming myself. Just, or whoever wants to come along. But I need to have a fail-safe of just strapping the GoPro to my head. And that's my film crew. And then just go around just interviewing people.
Would they let you in?
I don't know, maybe.
I mean,
You don't know until you try. And then if I try and I fail, that's even better.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm stood outside because they couldn't understand how much intensity I'm bringing to the table.
I mean, it's like that thing that's like you can do anything you want if you wear a high-vis jacket. It's true. Like the amount of places I got into when I was with the old company, because you have to wear a high vis all the time, and it's like no one asks any questions. You can shoot and film whatever the fuck you want. No one cares because it seems like you're in an official capacity. I imagine that, and you used to get it as well when you carried your camera around. You'd be let in for free, like on all these fucking clubs and everything. No one cared, and like you, to the point where people knew who you were. You were like, it's the camera guy. Like it's the guy that
you're on the guest list.
Yeah.
Under my name?
You know my name? Yeah, camera guy.
Bald. Hey!
Yeah. So I imagine there must be some kind of similar rule for like a press pass kind of thing. But I don't know. It
seems fun.
I don't know where you go about.
Yeah, how do you find out about incoming?
Yeah.
There must be people who like subscribe to these kind of things and like to do protests.
Yeah.
I could go to a protest.
Definitely.
Yeah, just chatting to people. I just don't know how well it would go down. That's the thing. But you don't know until you try. So it could just be a funny little segment.
Yeah, it's just got. I've
said before I want to do featurettes about like events, like we missed the Bestiality conference in Birmingham.
Yeah,
I wanted to report that.
Yeah,
but we didn't have the equipment. There'll be
other.
There'll be more bestiality conferences. It's specific, genuine events like that would be fun to report on, and then just random shit talking to people. I think that'd be great. But then it becomes again this whole thing of you can't do it unless you got an audio guy and a camera guy and all this kind of stuff. And you go, all right, camera guy I can kind of understand to make it work. But if it's a choice between no camera guy and me on a GoPro, fuck it.
Yeah,
just have me on a GoPro because the fun is going to be in asking these people ridiculous questions.
Yeah, yeah.
So just need to again get out your own way. And just sit down and get up and not be sick. Go out and record all this shit.
Yeah.
So anyway, other than that, you had a good week?
Yeah, it's been good. Just sort of plodding along with work and trying to kind of expand business wise and everything like that.
Got a new light.
Bought a moon.
Yeah,
great.
It's a light box.
It's a big LED panel inside a softbox. Yeah,
the softbox.
If you don't have that box on, it's like. Like it's too harsh. It causes really harsh shadows.
Yeah.
So soften it off and getting used to lighting. Lighting apparently is what makes everything look ace. Doesn't matter what kind of camera you've got or anything like that. Yeah, it's
audio doesn't do that.
No. Yeah, but like I think people.
What's the other half of the audio visual industry?
People care too much about like what kind of camera they've got and what kind of lens they've got when you can actually go out with a fairly mediocre camera.
Yeah.
And as long as if a scene's lit really well, it can still it looks really cinematic. It's that kind of theory. Anyway, I needed the light to
Love Island theory of just like when you're having when they're like doing a head-to-head conversation, they just blast them with light
Yeah.
to kind of cover all their imperfections. That kind of.
Oh right.
I think I've seen that done in some shows.
Yeah,
There's
so
so much
just,
light
it just
to
washes them out, and it
soften
also
them up.
kills the background a little bit, so it just makes
Yeah.
them stand out a bit more. Yeah, so like learning about lighting and all that, because it's not a side of the whole filmmaking thing that I've gone into before. I've always had other people that knew how to do that shit.
Yeah.
So, independent now. Got to do it myself.
Yeah.
All good. Held my first business meeting at home, which is odd, but it was fun.
Do you have any employees?
No. Like, no.
All right, this is what we're gonna do.
It's just me, a bear.
Yeah.
Like
had someone round
meeting
for
clients and that kind
yeah.
of thing. And it's interesting. Like, it is like kind of, it makes you view your environment in a different way, because you suddenly have to be like, how is this going to look to someone else? And you never really consider your home like that, I don't think. Like, it's a place where you come to be comfortable and close off and everything like that, unless you're hosting something, and then you start getting worried about things being tidy and everything like that.
Yeah.
But it's everything from like what the place looks like, to whether you've got
Lighting.
music playing, what it smells like, which you'd never really think about what your place smells like.
Mm.
Like it's things like that. Like, you can start considering your environment in a completely different way. But I don't know.
Go to a cafe.
Yeah. Well, that's another option. It's like
Yeah.
is to meet them in town. And to be fair, I had like listed that as an option, but they were quite happy to come around to mine. It was just like, well,
We'd love to know where you live.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Great.
Come on in.
Yeah. Yeah, but no, it was enjoyable. Like I felt like an adult. Like even at work, like working for someone else in an office or something, you still feel like a kid.
Yeah.
In some kind of way. It's like, yeah, okay, I'll do that then, and then you get on
Yeah,
with whatever
yeah,
they
yeah.
told you to do. But this was the first kind of come in. I will
Making
tell
your
you
own
what's
decisions.
best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feel more in charge without your iPad reminding you how to do
Yeah, I
things.
left the iPad in the corner.
Shut up.
Don't listen to him.
It reminded you to do your recycling before the
It
podcast
did,
started.
and water the plants.
Right.
Yep.
No plants in here. It's a
No,
euphemism for
no.
something. Go piss on the neighbour's cat.
He's called Plants. It's a weird name for a cat.
Yeah. Is he green? No.
No, it's
All right.
yellow.
No more questions. Why do you want me to piss on your cat? Yeah. I think I've been trying to realise what the podcast is. That the end of your story?
Yeah.
Good. Sorry, I've noticed like my brain wanders so much that like I was
No, I get
concerned
it.
that I might cut you off a little bit.
Yeah. No. All's good. All's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
like,
very concise.
when you were okay. Well, it's like when you said a story last week, and he was like, because the crocodile was named Wall-E, I thought he was a robot,
Oh, yeah.
and my brain was genuinely like, oh, it's a robot crocodile, and I was like, why have you made a robot crocodile as a therapy pet? I was like, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
But because my
But then
brain
you
went to two
tune
different
back
places.
into what I'm saying. It's like, nothing makes sense anymore. Yeah.
But yeah, I think I've realised what the podcast is.
All right.
So I've been trying to figure it out since we've done like a bit more serious with YouTube.
You'd think we'd know by now.
I knew what it was before we did YouTube.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, it's just Nick and Steve just having a conversation, chatting about and all that stuff. But then it was like, oh, podcast on YouTube. Let's try and see, we're taking it more seriously. What do we want? What do we want to be? What do we want to do? And it was like, I think this is the behind the scenes of all the creative stuff that we just don't do. Do you know what I mean? It's like, if like, say you want to do, say if someone wants a music video doing, they can say, oh, Steve does the music video stuff. Let's have a chat, see what he's like. Oh yeah, yes, this bit of a piss take comedy thing on here. But this isn't like a product or anything like that. It's not like we want to, push this as a new genre of podcasting. It's the same with all the comedian podcasts that I like. The reason I listen to Bill Burr's podcast is to get more Bill Burr content in a non-stage situation.
Yeah.
It's just behind the scenes of Bill Burr.
Yeah.
It's still...
Yeah.
It's what it is. It's just we're not doing anything else. 131 episodes in, we're still like, we'll get there.
Well, I don't know. It's like we're still... we are talking about stuff that we are doing or have done.
Yeah. But it's just doing more
We're not
of
necessarily doing things in the name of the podcast.
Yeah. But I think that the podcast should be done to try and help raise the bar.
Yeah.
I mean, like we're testing out your, what did you call it? Light soft box panel.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you're testing it out on the podcast to see if it will work in stuff. That kind of works.
Yeah.
This is the ideas sharing area of the business meeting of, of the podcast.
Yeah.
Like I'd like if I want to test out comedy bits, can test them on here. Segments, can test them out on here. Like we said before, like I've said before that we do the news segment that I've been doing for a while is like it's getting more. It seemed more and more like a crutch because it was like, oh, I need to do all this because I just find stuff and I log it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, they could easily just transfer into something else.
Yeah.
Related to the podcast, release it on another day of just and have some more fun with it. Try and up the production value of it. Get studio. Get
it was a difference between kind of like, here's something I found that I thought was quite funny to here's something that I found that would fill 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Like I think it's kind of just trying to scale it back to like, it's fine to just talk. Like you don't need to find things to fill time.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, yeah.
Well, that and it's just like I think we've just done it more to make each other laugh.
Yeah,
and it might not be.
100%.
Those jokes aren't really to make the world laugh. It's like, no, we found them funny to talk about for a little bit, but like viewer connection, you're like, oh, they might not get it. Fine, but yeah, so much. So I think this is the behind the scenes of production stuff that we're doing in the background, and maybe we should do more of. Yeah. Like me, I still want to do more stand-up and do more video stuff. Could be fun. So like, this is an idea to play around with some things, as it has always been. Yeah. Like I think, I've decided now that the first stand-up set I kind of want to do, 5 minutes, is based around the whole deja vu thing that I riffed around with a couple of weeks ago, about just life is you walking around and you get these random auto saves. Yeah. And that's just that's you now.
Yeah,
I find that funny. So and that was an idea that's been brewing for a very long time. But it's like I kind of worded it on the podcast. Like, kind of works.
It translates. Really
well. And I could, okay, now I'll try and do it in a professional.
But you find that with Bell's stuff as well. Like you'll hear a throwaway comment that you find really funny, like 6 months earlier, that makes him laugh when he's just said it to himself. Yeah, and he's very clearly just said it out of thin air, and then 6 months later, it's a polished bit. And it's nice to see that and be like, I saw that when it was just like a thought. Yeah,
it's the Tusk thing of like the best moment for me for most podcasts. One of my top moments is this like the Kevin Smith just coming up with the idea of Tusk by riffing, and then it's just like oh yeah, we could do this as a film, and then some references to the process as they're going along, which they're doing more so now. It's like that's what I understand most podcasts to be. Yeah. Is it's not the main show. No. It's just a show for extras. It's the extras side of a DVD. It's just haven't done much on the DVD side. Yeah. So just motivate to do more stuff like that. Because I was trying to figure out are there any other podcasts like us out there? They're like, no. No. Okay. Well, we're a comedy, but not really comedy, but we're comedy.
It's kind of
news, but not really news.
It's
a community get together.
Yeah,
it's just we're the only two people in the community.
But it's like it's personality based.
Yeah,
like it's very much based around whatever we find, whatever we like, whatever we're doing, or whatever we find funny. Like with a conceptual thing where it's like we're going to talk about this very specific aspect of football or whatever. Yeah. The hosts could be replaced.
Yeah, or they could just be recorded like months in advance.
Yeah.
All that kind of stuff. And it just doesn't feel like that's the feel of the podcast.
Yeah.
So, this is the behind the scenes, and we just need to do more of in front of the scenes.
Yeah.
And can start trying stuff on the podcast stuff. But it's like, if we have a guest, does that guest become in replacement or in addition to the Wednesday's release of the episode? Or does it become, we did an interview with a guest, here it is, it's on a Friday, just an extra thing, there you go. We'll just figure out as it goes, but try and work towards doing more. The whole purpose of this is to do more creative stuff.
Yeah.
And to remove all excuses. Like, because I think, one, there's more liability because it's two of us doing something.
Yeah.
So it's like, that was the point of the podcast, was like, I'll do it, but I have to do it by next week because we're recording next week.
Yeah.
It's accountability, that's what I was thinking of, is a bit more accountability there. And there's just like, if anybody, if somebody phoned me today and said, I want to record a film on Saturday, are you in? I'd be like, yep. Okay, let's go there. I'm ready. You ready?
Yeah.
No. Well, don't call me again. Goodbye. and then go do something else. So yeah, this is a playing field for ideas.
Yeah.
And then see what grows from it. And then the main aim is to, I guess, monitor and document how it's going and more stuff going on, I guess.
Yeah.
But anyway, now that I said that news is a crutch,
On to the
I've
news.
got a lot of news.
Oh, great.
Because I wasn't sure how long we would talk. Kind of a toe in the water. A coin collector who stabbed a fellow enthusiast to death before stealing his collection and attempting to blow up his home has been jailed for 30 years. A coin collector.
That's pretty heavy, man.
Pretty intense.
Yeah.
But because you think of like collectors as somewhat timid, somewhat relaxed, not
Yeah.
very bloodthirsty.
Well,
Yeah.
no. The ones that like collect butterflies are a bit weird.
Yeah,
It's
but are they
like I'm
bloodthirsty?
gonna go and find it. I'm gonna bring it home,
Yeah.
slowly suffocate it, and then I'm gonna pin it into a book.
And it's mine.
Then I have its essence.
Yeah. Yeah, but coins?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
coins is that's weird.
I never did any collections.
But anyone can be a psychopath. I used to collect stamps when I was a kid. Someone bought me like a stamp collecting set.
But how do you do that?
You
Just go to a post office and buy a first class stamp every now and then?
well, this is the difficulty is that you have to make friends. In like,
I'm not trying to collect friends.
you have to make friends in other places, like
To
other
post
countries
you
and
left
things.
stamps.
Like I had like a pen friend in Canada. I had loads of Canadian stamps,
Right.
but not a lot else.
Fair enough.
But other than that, it's like any kind of collection. Like you really have to kind of be an adult to do it properly because you have to go to auctions and shit,
Right.
and buy like it's a penny red or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Um,
But yeah, Bloodlust. Danny Bostock. Pretty good name. It's 3/4 of the way to a
Bostock
great name.
or Bastock.
Bostock.
Bostock.
B.O. Stock.
Oh, Bostock.
33. Oh, Bostock, yeah.
Yeah.
Different inflections.
Bostock.
Bostock. 33 broke into Gordon McGee, stamp collector,
Yeah.
coin collector, sorry, flat and knifed him at least 14 times.
Jesus fuck. Did they know each other?
Very briefly. Bostock was cool-headed enough after the murder to search McGee's flat for the coin collection, which included a limited edition Beatrix Potter 50p piece. In a bid to destroy the evidence, Bostock then tried to trigger a gas explosion by switching on the gas cooker and lighting a dishcloth. Explode!
Bang!
Yeah. During the trial, witnesses... They're gonna smelt! During the trial, witnesses described McGee as a generous man and said Bostock knew of this generosity as McGee had given him some of his personal coin collection. Like, they must have
McGee's
met...
the one that stabbed him.
No, that has been stabbed.
Okay.
So the victim met the assailant briefly and was like, I've got some spare coins. Why don't you put them into your collection?
So this guy's just a dick.
Just a dick. He gave you 1, 2, or 3 of them, duplicate coins, of which he had more than one, in recognition of your interest in that area so you could have it for your own collection. When he did that, sparking your immediate and keen interest, he sowed the seeds of his own destruction. Because he was like, this guy's got more coins. Gonna kill him. This was a murder done for gain. A neighbour found McGee, 52, dead in his bedroom on the 22nd of August. A half-burnt dishcloth was left in the hallway. He tried to explode the house.
Fuck's sake.
Bostock of Burberswell, Colchester had convictions of 44 previous offences, including rape. Coin collector. 44 previous offences.
Don't.
Seems like it's either like one incredibly persistent claimant.
I mean, I suppose the one good thing this story's got going for it is that it does show there's at least a spectrum of coin collectors. They're not all psychopaths. Some of them are really nice.
Very generous and maybe just want to die.
Yeah.
And
it's weird. Like, I didn't care. I like listening to it. I wasn't bothered that because I didn't know them, that someone had been murdered or anything, or that this guy was a murderer, until it was that the guy had given him coins and then he murdered him.
Yeah,
like,
then went to his house later that day.
Oh, right. So, like, it's as soon as I found out, oh, he's a dick.
Like,
as though it wasn't a giveaway when he murdered somebody that he was a bit of a dick.
14 times stabs.
Yeah.
He didn't even go to the flat with a knife. He just found the knife in the
Used one of
property.
his knives.
Yeah.
Used to sharpen coin.
I've got all my knives are in a collection.
Yeah. I also
breaking
collect
them out.
knives.
So yeah, a bit intense. Just beware of any coin collectors. That's the answer to that.
Yeah.
Hitler had a dog, therefore dogs are evil.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Statement.
yeah.
In other news, farting on colleagues isn't bullying. Australia has ruled. A man who claimed his former supervisor at work repeatedly broke wind at him has lost his multi-million-dollar compensation claim for bullying.
You shut up.
So
You want a couple of $1 million because a guy farted on you. I'll even accept.
Yeah.
Like I'll even say like yeah, if it's consistent and you don't want it to happen,
Yeah.
which who does?
So you say
like
let's
okay,
try and make
I'm
it
willing to
understandable.
say it's antagonistic, and if
Yeah.
it's consistent and you're now taking it seriously and it's upsetting you, then yeah, it's bullying. But you don't get a couple of $1 million for that.
What if it happened every day, 10 times a day for 2 years?
Is that how it happened?
No, I don't know. But just because I agree with you, you go like, oh, that doesn't make
Yeah.
any sense. But if it was like consistently every day of your life,
Well, then you've got a much bigger problem because because you should have consulted HR, and if they haven't done anything,
I did. They fired on me.
if you would they, oh, it's that guy.
Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, the HR guy's just a massive dick because what are you gonna do? Yeah, no, if you'd complained like a few times or whatever and they'd ignored you, then yeah, you can sue them for something completely different, which is like employee negligence
Yeah.
or something like that. But you can't sue the guy for bullying you. I don't
Well,
know. This
let's,
seems to be it's
Let's see how the characters played themselves
Okay.
out.
yeah.
David Hinkst had demanded his former employer, Construction Engineering. Very bland name.
Yeah.
What are you? Construction and Engineering. We are Construction Engineering. Okay. Pay him 1.8 million Australian dollars, which is about 980 grand. He accused his former supervisor, Greg Short, of repeatedly breaking wind inside his small, windowless office, which he said was bullying. The Court of Appeal in Australian state of Victoria has dismissed the case and ruled even if his allegations of malicious flatulence were true, it would not necessarily mean that he was bullied. The 56-year-old testified he moved out of the communal office space to try and escape Mr. Short's constant farting. But
Yeah.
Mr. Short allegedly then began coming into Mr. Hinkst's new private office and continued to fart.
The trouble is, if you're going to claim bullying, you have to be able to prove intent.
Well, he followed him into his private office.
Yeah, no,
After
I don't
moving.
mean that, but like, if there's some people who like show like bullying behavior when they're actually kind of in their mind being a lad.
Right.
And they
There's some,
don't-
locker room talk.
Yeah,
Intention,
and they don't
but-
realize or know or whatever that
Yeah.
it's upsetting you. And even if you say that it is, like their assumption is just like, well, the thing I'm doing isn't that bad. He must just be overreacting.
It's not millions of pounds bad.
Yeah, I'm just gonna carry on. But I guess that's kind of how bullying
Well,
works.
in
isn't it?
retaliation, he said he would spray his supervisor with deodorant and call him Mr. Stinky. Now that feels like much more bullying.
Well, it feels a bit
Feels
lame.
more aggressive.
It-
Spraying deodorant feels more aggressive than flatulence.
yeah,
And then calling him Mr. Stinky.
this.
You Mr. Stinky. I want multi-millions of pounds, please.
Right.
It's just funny.
This seems.
It could be good, could be bad.
This seems like someone who was bullied, and doesn't know.
Well, maybe. But like, it could be a genuine thing.
No,
I think,
100%. But like that reaction to it, the idea that you would be like, "Oh, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna call him Mr. Stinky." Like that kind of reaction is something that like a kid has when they
Here he is, Mr. Stinky.
they think that they're dealing with it, and actually the guy's just like,
Loving it.
That's the fucking lamest thing I've ever heard in my fucking life. Yeah, no, carry on. It just keeps farting.
Mr. Short, the farter, told the court he did not remember ever farting inside Mr. Hinkst's office, but admitted he could have done it once or twice.
He's,
I farted in it once or twice, mate.
yeah.
Not
Yeah.
millions of pounds.
No,
worth.
I think my guess is he's a dick and the other guy's annoying.
Maybe, yeah. that's trying to get something, a
Yeah.
legal suit together to
Yeah.
do something.
But
Maybe.
you know, what do I know?
Yeah. Well,
I'm Mr. Stinky.
in other news, this nearly made it into a different segment, but I found it quite...
Is it quick?
It's not.
It's
There is... what year is it? 2019?
yes.
There's a suicide machine that can be controlled by the blink of your eye. We're in the future.
Suicide
Machine.
Uh,
Like from sci-fi films, like a pod.
like Futurama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like a sleek pod that looks like a Ferrari. Like a coffin-sized Ferrari.
Yeah.
You just get in it, blink, and you die. It releases gas,
Jesus.
and you just die.
What? Why? What? Why?
Well-
Why? What's
It's all about euthanasia.
okay?
Right, and there was a thing a while back, I remember reading, about...
Don't tell people that blinking counts as consent. Right? That's gonna fuck up everything that we've been.
yeah, Netflix is going to be ruined. No more eye contact, no more blinking.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was a whole thing about euthanasia. If you can euthanize yourself, you can commit suicide yourself
Yeah.
under a doctor's care. That's euthanasia.
Right.
But what if you are disabled to the point where you can't administer?
All you can do is blink.
Well, the first step
Isn't
was,
that
what
an
if you can't
interesting
move?
way to kill somebody?
Yeah.
Like just lock them in one of
Say
these
cheese.
pods. Just like, yeah, I didn't do anything. He
Yeah.
killed himself.
That's the point of it, and it's a good thing. Euthanasia, if you believe in it, if you agree with it,
I do.
you should go for it.
Yeah, I think it's a
And
good thing.
if you're, there was a thing about if you're unable, if you don't have the dexterity to administer an injection to yourself, I believe there was some kind of machine that you could press and like a lever came down and injected you.
Right.
But because the patient had initiated it, that means they committed suicide rather than a doctor administering it at their request. Which
Yes.
is kind of the grey area where they're like, is the doctor killing you or are you killing yourself through your doctor?
Right.
So they're like, if you remove the doctor completely, just blink and you die. Then it's like, it's a whole big thing.
Yeah.
Opponents of euthanasia have expressed concern at the creation of a suicide machine.
Why?
I'm a bit concerned.
Yeah. Are you? It's almost as if this thing is against everything you stand for.
Yeah. Dr. Philip Nitschke.
Not Nietzsche.
No, but close. Nitschke. I think Nitschke, we'll go for that.
Yeah.
He calls them rational suicides. Having developed machines in the past that could be used by individuals to inject themselves with lethal doses of barbiturates, Nitschke says he is now close to finalising a device that uses nitrogen gas to cause death by blinking, and then nitrogen gas is released.
Is that a good way to go?
I believe so. He does say that it's kind of pain. Yeah, he's not an evil doctor.
No.
He's not causing loads of pain. But yeah, I think it's meant to like
Nitschke.
make you fall asleep. He says, death shouldn't be something you do hidden away in a back room somewhere. Do it in my machine.
Do it hidden away in a weird cube thing.
Capsule.
Yeah.
The machine works by filling a capsule with nitrogen, which induces hypoxic death, which I believe means you lose consciousness and then you lose oxygen.
Okay.
You don't have
Yeah.
oxygen.
That's what
Like
divers
fainting.
get, innit?
Oh, hypoxic poisoning. Or
Divers
something
get
like
that because like
The
you've
oxygen
got your
levels are
oxygen
fucked
and
up.
nitrogen levels, and the oxygen falls too low, and then you get nitrogen poisoning. But it's
Yeah.
that same kind of thing.
I think it's also
Maybe.
laughing gas. Maybe you laugh to death.
This is going to be on. I'm going to have to redact this next week. I don't know
I've
what I'm
already
talking
said
about.
that something about diabetes and something about everything's wrong.
Yeah, but like you've got diabetes. I've never been diving.
Yeah, speaking as a diabetic. He argues that death comes without discomfort, and he accepts that there is still opposition to his methods, in part for historical reasons. What historical reasons do you think people have raised why you can't kill yourself in a suicide machine? Because I didn't see it coming.
It's historically why you can't.
Yeah, what kind of historical event do you think people would say you can't do that? Because that's like... it's one of the obvious ones.
It's going to be like Auschwitz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is Auschwitz.
It's a personal Auschwitz.
Yeah, if you
like a
blinked in
personal
Auschwitz,
pizza.
you got gassed.
Like, but you've got your own little gas
Genocide.
chamber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So people are saying like, "Oh, this is just the Holocaust, isn't it?"
Yeah.
It's like, I don't think so.
But it's not like but you're not being forced into that. It's not
It's
like
voluntary,
fucking
yeah.
Matilda, where they like get in the choke here. Like it's not. it's
Matilda. What a reference. I've seen it referenced a few times, actually. Is that a cult reference? Matilda?
I thought it was just maybe amongst people I knew, but apparently it is much
There was
wider.
one of those things. As I've been paying attention to social media more, there's a few things I hate. One of them is, on Twitter now, all these podcasts trying to get all these Twitters trying to get followers. If can anyone recommend a good podcast? There's like all these retweets and likes, and it's like it's just a bot account that's just trying to get follows. Like I worked in the call center that I worked in before I got fired for screaming. Was a place where in their downtime, the other permanent colleagues, people at computers, would make those MySpace pages or Facebook profiles to try and get as many friends as possible just to pass the time. So like in between calls, they'd just be on their Facebook adding friends. But how many friends have you made?
Oh yeah,
Just to kill time. It's
weird.
Just that.
It's a collection thing.
Yeah.
It's part of how it used to work. Like Facebook, people used to be like, "Well, I've got X amount of friends. I've got X amount of friends," and now it's become more a thing of like exclusivity. It's cooler to be exclusive, like and to have less and appreciate more. Like I'm a minimalist friend.
I don't post. I don't like.
Yeah.
But yeah, like so yeah, all that kind of stuff. And then there's also like it's not the do you feel old yet? Yeah, that was kind of like quite funny, to be fair. But it's the whole. I bet you didn't see this. And one of them was like Mrs. Trunchbull from Matilda was in one of the Harry Potter films. I bet you didn't get it. It's like, who cares? Actors are in multiple things.
I bet you can't use IMDb.
Yeah. It's just Matilda's just popping up all over the place. So maybe it is a more relevant reference. I'm trying to figure out whether the butterfly effect is a good reference, because I think it was when we were growing up, but I don't think it's relevant anymore.
It was, but to be fair, it was one that I always knew. I knew it and I knew the references, but I'd never seen the film until you showed it to me.
It's like Freaky Friday.
Yeah.
It's like that's a reference from the previous generation.
Is that like a body swap kind of thing? Yeah.
I think it was like mum and
we
daughter.
had that stupid one with Lindsay Lohan as a child.
I didn't see that one. But yeah, there are loads of remakes of it just to try and keep it going.
Same shit.
Sorry, Holocaust. Gas may never be an acceptable method for assisted suicide in Europe due to the negative connotations of the Holocaust.
The Parent Trap.
Fucking Holocaust.
Parent Trap. Sorry.
Parent Trap, the Holocaust.
The Parent Trap. That was the Lindsay Lohan film.
It says that you can't do it because of the negative connotations of the Holocaust.
As opposed to the positive
Don't
ones.
ruin it for all the other suicides. Yeah, it's a weird link to make, and just because it was gas, it's like, well, what, and if you go under anesthesia, is that the same? Is that the Holocaust?
Every day.
Yeah, is farting on your colleague the Holocaust?
Aren't there still gas chambers in some prisons where they kill inmates?
I don't know. They still do injections, and the way that injections work is combinations of stuff. Maybe one of it could be a gas.
I always found the injection things weird. It's like there are, is it just to make doubly sure when there's like 4 injections? I was almost certain you could kill someone with 1. Like just give them a massive dose of opioids.
It was a storage thing, I think.
Storage?
Yeah, like the reason that it's a combination of liquids is because it's the same as explosives. You've seen Die Hard 3?
Yeah.
Where the briefcase has got, Die Hard 3. So it's a briefcase with 2 different liquids in it, or 2 gases in it that are inert.
Okay.
But then when they're mixed, they become explosive.
Okay. Yeah.
So
like that.
I always thought that was a thing. Yeah.
I don't know what that was.
Was that the gallons of water?
No, it was pushing 2 bits of things together that have got different compounds of glue on them, and then suddenly it sticks because you put the active one with the not active one. It's like it's called something cement or something. Carry on.
Holocaust. Some have even said it's just a glorified gas chamber. I mean, technically,
it's not even glorified. It is a gas chamber. It's a.
We're not trying to make it more than it is. I want to die by gas.
It's a chamber with gas that goes into it.
Once the hypoxiation process is complete, the biodegradable capsule, was biodegradable, can then be detached from the machine's base and serve as the deceased person's coffin. So it's a coffin as well as a suicide machine.
That
makes sense.
Really expensive.
Maybe it is. It's got a futuristic design.
Is
It's
it
called the
biodegradable?
sarco, short for sarcophagus.
Does it turn into a tree?
Eventually. Short for sarcophagus, has raised concerns that it's glamorizing suicide. Glamorizing. do you want to look thin this summer?
What?
Hey, kill yourself.
That's a glamorous looking dead guy.
This is where it gets funny. A virtual reality experience of the sarco, short for sarcophagus, was on display on the 14th of April in Westerkerk Church in Amsterdam for the city's annual funeral expo. Do you want to...
Funeral expo. Right, that's a conference for next year. 100%.
Yes, we're going to Amsterdam.
Bestiality conference, funeral expo. Yeah.
Which prompted worries among the church's board about how the machine would be received. A virtual reality suicide machine. We will not and cannot support any suggestion of using such equipment, the president of the church board said. We will never support people by offering equipment as promoted by Dr. Nietzsche, and we seriously wonder whether this contributes to a thorough and careful discussion around this issue. Nietzsche said members of the board also thought that technology and futuristic design would attract a younger audience. So the kids are going to want to kill themselves. Even though that is not the aim of the design. Despite these reservations, the VR display proved popular with attendees at the funeral fair.
Wait, what?
VR experience of
Death.
euthanizing yourself by blinking in a suicide machine.
Terrifying.
What else? What else is going to be on
these
display
on.
at the funeral fair?
And now experience death.
Yeah.
Exquisite death.
Screen just turns off.
Wasted.
The first fully functional Sarco device is set to be built later this year in the Netherlands before being shipped to Switzerland, where assisted suicide is legal. Dr. Nietzsche plans to develop a 3D printable version of the machine. Again, yes, 3D printing is the way forward. If you're going to invent something, it must be 3D printable.
There's something funny about that.
Yeah, but what
3D like
do you remember those
DIY
really loud,
death machine.
Do you remember those really loud printers?
Yeah, Dot Matrix. Yeah,
it's just building a suicide machine. Darren, what's all that noise? Just building a suicide. Sarco. It's a Sarco. Is that a game? Kind of.
yeah.
Beyond the terminally ill who are seeking options for a dignified way to end their life, the Sarco is also intended to open up the conversation about death and euthanasia without the underlying connotations of fear and shock. So it's trying to normalise assisted suicide.
Okay.
Which
I don't
think
necessarily
is
have a problem with that.
good.
Yeah.
There is probably an argument to not normalise it too much.
Death is always going to be weird. I don't
Yeah.
think death can not be weird.
Yeah. There's a feeling of it's the thing you're fighting against.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. So yeah, I agree that the funeral fair, the funeral expo, should be something we should attend.
There's been 100%. There's been millions of years of death. It's still not normal. It still doesn't feel. Still feels. It's not even taboo, is it? It's just.
I think there's a lot of people who would rather not talk about it. Even, like 20-year-olds, they might feel uncomfortable because
I don't think
something
I don't
happened.
think. I don't even think you know what death is when you're that old. Like I mean, like I'm in my 30s now, and I'm just like it still feels like miles away. It could be tomorrow, but like it still just feels like one of those things you think about later on, like retirement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, that was the Sarco. It almost fitted into this segment.
People using test tubes. Science.
It's just a science segment. Dogs can smell epileptic seizures.
I've heard that. Yeah, and earthquakes.
Yeah. Do you need to smell an epileptic seizure? It's pretty obvious when someone's having an epileptic seizure, isn't it?
You can see it.
Yeah, you're having a seizure. your body's going all over the place.
Yeah.
Frothing, kicking stuff.
Yeah. But isn't the idea with the dog that
He's having a seizure.
they can sense it before it happens?
Oh, no.
No?
No. They can smell when someone's having a seizure. So not like before.
Oh, I thought I've heard things where it's like it's
Yeah, they can do something before. I
can
think
sense it
earthquakes make
before.
sense.
Yeah.
Because it's like something gets released into the air.
We said this a while ago.
Smell
It was snakes. Snakes can sense an earthquake like Often even days before it happens.
Yeah, I can sense the vibration.
Something,
know what it is.
Something about being a snake.
It's the deal they made in the Garden of Eden.
Well, I think they've got more contact with the earth by proportion than any other creature.
Maybe.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
Everything else is on feet. They're on
fish.
Like stomachs. Yeah, but they don't even touch the ground. They're in the water.
You're
And
in the
either
ground.
way, like if they did sense an earthquake, how would you know?
I'm not going to tell anyone.
Yeah, I'm fine.
The way they found this out was by testing different sweat. So they'd go to dogs and they'd be like 10 samples of sweat from different people. And some of them were from people who were experiencing a seizure. And I just go, how did you get that?
Yeah. Some guy goes around just like waiting for people to have a fit and then like
Or triggering a seizure.
Take care of it. Yeah, flashing
And then
lights.
just like getting a flannel and patting it, I guess.
Yeah, and then just leaving.
Putting it in. Yeah. That's me done for today.
Yeah.
Got to go home and fart on a colleague. Yeah, the dogs and electronic noses can pick up the difference in smell of sweat on a seizure.
Yeah.
On a seizure patient. It is one of the things. It's definitely, again, a step in the right direction. If you have a disability helping dog, that, yes, obviously you're having a seizure, people can see it. But if you're a child in a bedroom and your parents aren't in it, you want the dog to be able to alert people, maybe specific people, if it knows that it's having a seizure. So it makes sense. It just seemed funny. In other news, a puppy is making a speedy recovery after being picked up by an owl and dropped into a golf course. Science.
Science. Doesn't seem very scientific.
An owl picked up a dog.
Testing gravity. A puppy. Picked up a puppy.
Yeah.
Owls are big fucking things.
Yeah. Capable of picking up mice and dogs.
Depends what kind of owl. There's
dog.
Eagles that pick up sheep.
See, I always thought that was just in TV.
No, that's a thing. Sheep and goats, like they're big fucking birds. They got like this. There's
yeah, but dog big. Pick up a dog.
There's birds. It didn't say it picked up a Great Dane. It said it picked up a puppy. That could be like this.
Could be like this.
Could be like the size of a big baked potato.
Yeah, still big for an owl. And then took it golfing. Science.
All in one.
Dog was fine, but the owner said that really aggressively. The dog was fine, but the other thing I liked about it was the owner just like let the newborn puppy out to go to the bathroom.
Yeah,
I think with a litter of other dogs, and no noise or anything. Just an owl went. So even the dog was like. Like no barking. It was just confused. Not even like confused crying. Just like this is new. Yeah, what's going on?
Yeah,
we're going. There's balls on that golf course. Let's go. Yeah. It was injured and dehydrated. It took like 12 hours to find it because it was going by plane.
Yeah,
but they found
the owl flies.
Everything was fine.
Yeah,
and also in science. Jenny has big brown eyes, soft golden fur, and a tail that won't stop wagging. Scratch behind her floppy ears and she'll lean in for more. She even barks on command. But she's not a dog, she's a robot dog. And there's therapy robot dogs. I just want to make this clear in my mind before I confuse myself. It is a robot dog for therapy. And it's being treated, helping people with dementia.
How?
So... companion animals help people with diseases.
Dogs are like. No, it's not.
So I can understand that animals are good for people going through crisis and disease and stuff like that. Companion animals can help the sick.
Yeah.
Completely agree with that. But the problem with dementia is you might not feed them. You might feed them too much. You might let them out. You might not let them in.
Yeah.
All that kind of stuff. So
real dog would be better,
dogs.
but it's best for the welfare of the animal that it's not a real dog.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the only thing that would confuse the fuck out of me. Yeah. I mean, I don't have dementia, so I don't know what it's like.
Yeah.
But I think that would spook me more is a robotic dog trying to pretend to be a dog, and I don't remember how it got here. It would just be a memory-stealing dog demon robot.
Yeah. You wake up every day and you meet it for the first time again.
Got to charge my dog.
Yeah, it's just normal.
And again, all for it. It's great science. But
dogs have changed.
But the only other thing is that I like, because everyone got on their high horse when they were making childlike sex dolls for paedophiles, right? And they were like, this seems like this is immoral. This is what it leads to.
Right.
Because the technology used to make sex dolls for that is probably linked to these dogs helping people with dementia.
Yeah.
Another news.
Science.
Yeah. No, yeah, it's the whole, people are freaked out about robots in general. If they're used for sex, if they're used for anything, people get freaked out.
Well,
but you go like, there's going to be a use for them in a lot of different ways.
Yeah, there's plenty of negative things that have positive side effects. Like that's.
Yeah. And the old thing is like, oh, people are freaked. Robots going to steal all their jobs. It's like, oh, good. Buy a robot, give it a job, and take the money.
The idea is, This is what I don't get about the automation thing. It's like a lot of things have become automated. We still haven't run out of jobs. We've just developed new jobs.
Yeah.
Like,
but it's just, again, I think it's that fear of, it's that I'm going to have to do more work. I'm going to have to think up something new. I've just got myself sorted.
Yeah.
You know, it's I can't get into a routine for many reasons. But I think once you get stuck into a routine, people really don't want it to change at all. So I think that's all it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just get your own robot and make money off it.
Yeah.
Why not? Figure out a way to make money off it. There you go. In other science news.
Science.
Just seemed funny to go from science to dogs can smell epileptic seizures. In other news, a couple have died from carbon monoxide poisoning while trying to reverse a classic Mercedes into a plastic bag.
Science.
What? Plastic bag.
Reverse it.
Yeah.
Into a plastic bag.
Yeah.
They suffocate. They
killed themselves. It was a big plastic bag.
Like a giant Tesco's bag.
Basically, like to protect the condition of the car, I think. Collectors. Probably.
Is it so like a comic book guy like puts a comic
I assume so.
into a bag. They put a car into a bag.
Basically.
And died.
Yeah, because this bag is full of gas. Oh, it's the Holocaust all over again.
Wouldn't you just push it in?
No. They were 67 and 70. They might not have the hip strength.
Oh, right. Yeah, they're too busy charging the dog.
Yeah, workmen entered the bag. Yeah, so the driver was reversing into a bag. Right, falls unconscious. Right, I'm assuming this is what happened. Falls unconscious. So his or her partner, like, came in to help. Fell unconscious.
This is just people that can't drive. Because how long?
Who drives into a bag?
How long does it take you to back into a space?
Why are they doing it in a bag? Yeah, exactly.
How long does it take you to back into a space versus how long it takes you to die? Like, if it takes you, if you died trying to back into a parking space, it took you a long time.
Yeah. But yeah, it just seems intense.
Yeah.
Well, one of the 2-day inquest in Cockermouth, Cumbria, was told that she, I don't know whether it was the driver or I think it was the helper, managed to crawl back out and call emergency services. It's a weird typo.
Yeah.
The call handler initially told her to keep away from the area as she risked carbon monoxide poisoning. Fair enough. However, confused about what was happening in the garage, the operator then advised her to get as near as possible to her partner and try and treat him. So the call handler didn't understand the situation, didn't understand that the car was in a bag.
Yeah.
So it was like, don't go in there, you'll die, but go near your husband, indirectly suggesting to go in the bag. In the bag.
Get in the bag.
Yeah, tried to wake, she did go back in the bag, tried to wake him, was unsuccessful, and then, fell unconscious.
Maybe he blinked.
This was just a big suicide machine all along.
This is the like Mark 1 fuel powered, kind of like non-eco friendly. It's gotten better since then.
Diesel
more efficient.
Fueled.
Yeah.
Reed purchased the Mercedes. I'm assuming Reed's one of the victims. Purchased the Mercedes from the United States and wanted to store the vehicle in a bag to protect it during the winter months. I've seen like covers.
It's fucking
go on
collectors,
cars.
man. They're just crazy.
Everything needs to be pristine.
Yeah.
The caller was found out to be innocent because the person on the other line should have understood the situation and probably knew that she shouldn't go back into that bag and still did. So it's like, well,
Yeah.
that's not the deal.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, anyway, that was science.
Plus, if you say to someone, like, jump off a bridge and they do it, you're not a murderer.
No, but you might have, if you were
You'd
999
feel bad.
response call,
Oh, yeah.
you'd probably
Like,
need
you
to be
wouldn't-
disciplined in some way. Don't do that.
Someone calls you, I'm going to jump. Go on then.
Why are you calling me?
Yeah.
Cool, on to the next segment.
Seagull!
All about that seagull. A British man wanted on drugs charges has been arrested off a remote island in Australia while trying to flee the country on a jet ski.
Trying to do that
Just
again.
trying to leave. There's a guy running away from Australia on a jet ski. Just trying to get away. He was found on the mud flats, and there were reports he had been carrying a crossbow and other supplies.
This is really GTA.
Yeah. I like that a crossbow counted as supplies. we're going to Papua New Guinea. Have you got the crossbow? Have you got the beans? Yeah, we're sold with gold. Yeah, that was that.
Yeah.
I just found it funny. He had a crossbow. In other quickfire news, a man who was arrested by police in Pakistan for testing a homemade flying machine, which later became a suicide machine, in front of a... Just a less direct suicide machine.
Yeah. More interesting.
Yeah, in front of a crowd of 500 without the approval of aviation authorities, has asked if he can have his plane back. I want it back. So this guy just built a plane
Yeah.
and then flew it. And then people are like, you can't do that because there's planes in the air. I'm a plane. No,
Yeah.
you're not. Go away. Mohammed Fayez, a popcorn seller and part-time security guard / plane builder / pilot, because he
Yeah.
flew it,
Yeah.
said he was inspired to make the airplane after watching the National Geographic series Air Crash Investigation.
Or if I see what they did, I just know don't do that.
That's a strange collector.
Yeah.
I'd like to collect airplane crashes and I'll build my own plane and crash
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. One day I'll have my own plane crash.
He sold his field and used all of his savings to take out a bank loan to pay for it. It cost him £270
To pay for what?
to build a plane. So he took out a bank
270
loan.
quid.
Well, this is in Pakistan. It was 50,000 RS, whatever that is,
Dunno.
which is about 270 quid, apparently, to make any claims if you can fly to 1,000 feet. Which is, I feel bad for all the... If once you know that it costs £270 to build a plane, any victim of domestic abuse, now, after listening to our podcast, now that there have been 2 people who have escalated domestic abuse into kamikaze pilots, must be more afraid, right? There's nowhere you can hide if your husband can build a plane for 270 quid.
Yeah, no, fair
Fly
enough.
it into your baby shower.
I don't think you could build a gun for £270.
Probably not.
You
Build
could
a plane.
make a knife, but yeah, plane.
You can buy a knife.
Yeah.
Less than 270 quid.
Yeah.
You can just go into a coin collector's and take it.
Yeah.
In other quickfire news, a thief robbed a woman at cash point, but after seeing her bank balance, returned all the money with a big smile. So there's a woman taking a gunpoint or knife point.
Yeah.
I think it was at knife point. He told her to empty her bank account. So she gave him like
It was
200
just like
quid.
200 quid.
And he was like,
this is
there's nothing left. So there you
just... That's... I kind of understand that.
go. Kind of. But it's the
Because-
way people have responded to it.
Because you have to assume that, like, some people do this stuff out of desperation.
Yeah.
When in a situation they find someone else, like, who's probably just as hard up as they are. It's like, okay, you don't deserve to be a victim.
Yeah. But he's been hailed as a hero.
No.
Oh, really?
No.
He's mugging people.
Not a hero.
And then
That's-
mugging himself.
That's not what I was...
Yeah.
No, not
He's
a
mugging
hero.
them. Then he's mugging himself.
Yeah.
Give it back. He's been called a modern day Robin Hood.
What?
No.
No, he stole from the poor and gave back to the poor.
Who only steals from the rich and gives to the poor. No.
He didn't.
No.
No, he steals from the rich and gives to himself.
Yeah, he steals from the poor and then gives it back. That's not Robin Hood.
He's a thief. He's just a thief.
Yeah, well, because he didn't actually steal any money in that case. He was arrested for carrying a dangerous weapon. So, like, they found him with a knife, but because he didn't technically steal, it wasn't charged for mugging somebody. But it is if someone forces you.
No, if you...
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you give it back.
Yeah.
You took it from them by force.
Well, maybe, I mean...
That's theft. It doesn't matter if you keep it.
Robin Hood.
You don't keep half the shit that you steal from people's houses. You sell it.
Well, then you're innocent.
But if you go give the money to the people you stole the stuff from, then it's fine. Then it's not theft. It's bollocks.
Yeah, he's definitely been charged for that. He's not Robin Hood.
No.
Stop telling people he's Robin Hood.
He's
people.
robbing old women.
Yeah, and just giving them back change. And lastly, in the quickfire segment, this was almost science as well. Connor Cree almost died when a fallen tree sprang back up and crushed him.
Science.
Yeah. So this was pretty horrific.
Just wait.
So, hurricane throws a massive oak tree, uproots it, and it lands on the road.
Okay.
Kid, I don't know why, stands underneath it.
Oh,
and the tree
started.
boop,
wow.
and he was pinned underneath it.
Fuck me.
He's recovering, but
From oak tree.
I'm a tree. I'm a tree. I'm a tree. He's recovering fine.
Jesus.
But like miraculously.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was, and it was like a big tree. But yeah, just nature. Nature finds a way to kill your
nature
kids.
Is a twat. Yeah.
Yeah, I collect soil from underneath trees. No, you don't. But yeah, just randomly, because it's a big tree. You wouldn't expect it to just elastic band its way back up.
It'll be yeah.
But it did.
No, I guess
it's got roots in it, so
that's
you
the
know,
thing. Yeah,
something.
because I'm imagining a tree that's gotten completely disconnected.
And we're talking about like only one side of the square of the roots was ripped out.
Yeah.
So it was just lying on its side, but there was obviously still roots connected to it on one side.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it's a sort of balance of weight.
Yeah,
I guess.
Fucked up.
Like
Pretty
a weird
spooky. Very Final
underground
Destination.
seesaw. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't stand under a fallen tree. It might fall again.
Don't brag underneath a tree.
Yeah.
You'll only die. Okay, and
Killed by a rising tree.
but a returning tree.
Yeah.
A rebirth tree. I don't know. I've got another one of these little mini segments.
People in a cinema audience segment, all wearing stupid glasses. Oh, I hate 3D films.
Do you?
Yeah.
Why?
Because
Don't come into my dimension.
it's just distracting. Half the time I forget that it's even in 3D until something flies at your face, and then it completely takes me out of it. And plus, I always find it's just a bit
What's the last 3D film you went
duller.
to? Was it a long time?
No, it was like last year. I think I had to see.
I think Harold and Kumar's 3D Christmas was
the
last 3D film that I saw where stuff came out of the screen.
I think it was one of the Thor films.
Because I've noticed with the more modern ones, since like Alice in Wonderland, I think that was a while ago. 3D,
like,
it's more just like it's
to
just
add depth
different. Yeah, it's not like ooh.
Yeah, no. Every now and again they'll throw something at you, but I just, I don't. It seems dull. It's not quite as bright and as vivid, and it just doesn't. It feels like I've got fucking cataracts in or something. It's weird.
Yeah.
It just doesn't feel as vivid and bright. I don't like it. I've got no problem watching a film in 2D. 3D doesn't add anything to it for me.
Yeah,
because films primarily for me are about storytelling, and if you need more depth to tell a story, then you're doing it wrong.
It was more for me. So now it's gotten to a point where it's just like a visual effect.
Yeah,
like a stupid bright box and a soft thing.
Audience, a moon.
Yeah. No, but like seeing like avatars, like now it's got more blues. You're like, okay,
all right,
it's just another visual effect, and the glasses just seem to be like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had still getting emails, which is quite cool. And this article was on top of the list, which is just one of those spooky ones. Not spooky, but it's one of those things that explains my irrational fears.
Yeah.
An Arizona court recently ruled that a woman wanting to use her ex-husband's saved sperm to become pregnant outweighed the man's desire not to become a father.
Oh, I fucking saw this.
Due to this court ruling, the man could also be liable for 18 years of child support.
Yeah.
It's oh my God.
It's crazy.
Like we've spoken before about the difference between our security concerns.
Yeah.
In terms of, I'll have, electronic devices throughout my whole house, but I won't have windows. I don't want people looking in, but I don't mind stuff I'm doing being recorded and monitored because I don't care.
Yeah.
But I've gotten more to the point of like, I will do a bit more like club card stuff to save some money, giving information, but I would never give my sperm to have any other person control it.
No.
Even if we were married, be like, no. If you need some, I'll do it independently.
Yeah.
And you can get my signature for it. Not just, we decided, I think she was undergoing, she had like some kind of breast cancer or something like that.
Yeah.
So they wanted to save some of her eggs.
Yeah.
And at the same time, they saved some of his sperm.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but they did.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know exactly why.
Yeah.
Or maybe they saved fertilized embryos. Maybe you can't.
Yeah,
do
but
that.
then why?
But the thing
Don't
I
do that.
found really fucking horrific about this is that they did have a contract.
Yeah.
They had a contract that said that she could only use the eggs, and they wrote this up while they were together. She could only use the eggs and the sperm to get pregnant by his child, if both parties consented at the time.
Yeah.
And that was the
Overruled.
contract that they wrote,
Yeah.
and the court just went, "No, it doesn't matter." Like, fuck you. What can you do?
Insane.
What can you? The only thing you can do is just not do it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I love you, but the world is fucked. And you'll just have to hope and trust that I'll still love you when we want a kid.
You could start collecting coins.
Yeah.
Learn how to murder and burn down a house.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, that's the thing for me. There's such a paranoia. That's the only thing that I've got like that spooks me a little bit, is when people like want to have more riskier potential conception.
Yeah.
Like this whole thing about I've said before about there's a drug being released soon that's going to be like the male contraceptive pill. You're like,
Yeah.
don't trust. Never. If I had a daughter, never trust that. Never. You should always have your own control about things.
Yeah.
And at least a condom is proof that you're 99% sure. So
Yeah.
it's like, okay, and then I support abortion. So it's like, even if that 1% makes it, then you can do that at the worst case scenario. But yeah, just, I don't know what it is. I think for me, having a family is very important. And I think that it's a difficult process anyway. So having it as a surprise with someone that you don't know and or trust that well, someone you've broken up from in this example,
Yeah.
is like, oh my God, like that's crazy.
Yeah.
And just life-changing not in the controlled way that you'd like to. Like we said before, I like driving places rather than being driven. It's not a control thing, but maybe it's related to this. Like, no, I don't mind driving. Well, I don't drink and I'm fine, so I'll drive. It's great.
Yeah.
And it's just, I think it's better when I'm in control of it. As in, there's more options to the whole party. In terms of, well, I don't drink anyway, so that means you can drink. I'll stay out as late as people want, so it's not like I need to get back. And it's like, yeah, just do that. And now it's just like, now you're a father. Like, but we had a contract. The court overruled you.
Yeah.
It's fucking insane.
It's just
So insane.
Yeah.
And just it's just that people are very capable of being very vindictive and very manipulative.
Yeah, and I don't
And it's
think
just like-
you really.
And if you introduce a child into the middle of it,
Yeah.
unfortunately, people will use that as a weapon.
Yeah.
And it's just like, that's just...
I think there's a lot to be learned by observing how someone that you're with treats people who are on their bad side.
Yeah.
Because you hear that thing a lot that's like, oh, I wouldn't want to be on your bad side. It's like, pay attention when you say that.
Yeah.
And pay attention to what they're doing, because you don't know what the future is, and that could be you at some point. So, like, just make sure that there isn't any kind of real harsh malice there, because like that's not a good person.
Yeah.
Like
There's loads of different ways that you pick up on. Like for me, how the people treat animals
Yeah.
is very much
Yes.
big, and especially when they're not wanting to deal with animals.
Yeah.
So if there's a cat in their way and they get frustrated, like, ugh, it's like, okay, so you're not like a happy person. Or like, right, look, there's a percentage of your day where you're not happy.
Yeah.
And I've started doing that a bit. I started going, I've gone again through the Bill Burr moment of I've been single long enough where I've gone from don't say that to fuck it, say it, see what happens. To now, like, my first impressions with people on dating sites are very much inappropriate humor.
Yeah.
And it's just like, hey, if you don't find this funny right now, it's not going to work. So just there you go. I think like there was one girl wanted to, she played NFL, which I found interesting.
Oh, right.
She just plays American football. She wants to be a coach. So, okay, cool.
That's
what
cool.
did you get into? And it's like, I used to play it when I was a kid. I used to play this position when I was a child. I don't do it anymore. I don't play with kids anymore. I don't tackle children. I was 13. I was tackling, and then went into a whole thing about how I don't now, as a 31-year-old man, don't grab children. And then she was like, "Well, that was weird." Like, oh, okay, you don't get me. Yeah, good, weird, bad.
Good. That's good.
Yeah, so I was just like, well, I'm glad that I did it that way. And it's like, well, if you don't find it funny, you're not going to enjoy me most of the time.
Yeah.
And people go through so many phases of being nice, and then it kind of going. I'm the most guilty of this. Is not putting up with people, but like just being nice to people, and then eventually my patience starts to wear thin.
Yeah.
And I'm like, because I've encouraged that behavior by being nice about it. Now you think that's what I like. It's like, no, just be better than what you are.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think from the get go, just be like, yeah, no, this is me. Fuck you. So that with this, kids monitoring people on other sides.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of. Anyway, that's. Oh no, I do have something because I thought the episode would be short, and Jesus Christ, is it short?
Yeah. Oh, this is Dave. Dave suffers from premature ejaculation. Now a jury says he can't hug his kids. Hashtag Bullet Teeth Podcast. Like and subscribe.
That's it. I was looking for some clips because I've been sick, and I found this saved of one of my early ones.
Yeah.
And it's this guy really happily walking around giving thumbs up to people.
Yeah.
And it was meant to be like, he's just increased his follower count.
Yeah.
Like us on Facebook. So like, no, he suffers from premature ejaculation. Just go to, I suffer from premature ejaculation. Now my kids won't hug me anymore. Anyway. Yeah, that's me. That's me this week.
All right. It's just a scum.
Just a scum.
Just a scum.
Cool.
Have we got one?
Yeah, but I've been sick, so it's
Steve's collection of
it's me
useless
again.
meanderings.
Scum again.
Scum.
Yeah. Is it a different clip?
no same clip. I was sick, so couldn't do it. I had an idea for one, but it kind of works. This one, similar to the seagull. It feels like this kind of fits.
I thought I had a thought after seeing that one that if we ever did it like a live show, like the scum video would just be a live feed shot of the audience, and then it just scum come across it. I think that would work.
Yeah, I've had my idea for a live show is trying to get a guitarist dressed as Saddam Hussein to be lowered from the ceiling, just at a moment's notice. Press the button, bum.
Like
Saddam Hussein's coming down from the ceiling.
Like Shooting Stars.
Yeah, the dove from above.
Yeah. Okay. An elderly man gained the trust of a Belgian bank by bringing the workers chocolates. He was eventually given VIP access to the vault, and in 2007 stole $28 million worth of diamonds.
Oh, and he's got chocolates.
Yeah. It's like that's 2000
VIP to the vault.
This was 2007. Like, it's only 10 years ago where you could make friends with a bank by bringing them chocolates. We were well into like corporate evil age there.
Yeah.
But still, like, here's some chocolates. Can I come into the vault? Yeah.
Heath Ledger was nearly dead, I think, in 2007.
Yeah.
Or was it around that time? So, like, The Dark Knight Rises was out.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and they, just from that film alone, they should know.
Wait, no.
I was just thinking of, like, if there's films out there with heists of that level,
yeah,
don't let old men with chocolates into your bank.
No, well, at the very least, all the Ocean's films have come out and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Haven't they? Those are, like, the heist movies. weren't they?
Were they 11, 12, and
didn't-
13?
To be honest, I know of them. I never watched them.
Just they made one more
Yeah, it
friend.
started Ocean's 11, didn't it?
Yeah, I think so. And then there was like, oh, now there's 12 of us.
Yeah.
And now there's
Now
13.
there's 13.
And, okay.
And now it's Barack Obama. South Park.
Okay.
No?
No.
That was an I thought that was an Ocean's 11 parody when it was the
With presidents?
the election special where it was like Obama and McCain. It's like, it doesn't matter who gets in. We're here to steal this diamond that's beneath the White House or some shit like that. Anyway,
right.
that's someone else's comedy. The original word for bear has been lost. People in the Middle Ages were superstitious and thought that saying the animal's name would summon it.
My ears are burning.
They call it bear, which means the brown one, to avoid saying its actual name.
Oh. Why did they think this?
I don't know.
Oh, this word that everyone knows. Yeah, it's a lie.
Yeah.
Who says? Me.
I just like the irony of like, oh, we won't say its actual name, but that is its actual name.
That was the ancient ages N-word. Bear.
Yeah. Yeah.
For fear of summoning.
Sir summoning a bear.
That's got some funny connotations. They're way too sensitive to touch upon.
Yeah. Moving on.
No, the idea that people say the N-word for fear of summoning somebody associated with that term.
Biggie Smalls.
It's
Biggie Smalls.
Yeah.
Biggie Smalls.
That's great.
When it became apparent that Israel was going to win the 1978 Eurovision Song Contest, Jordanian TV stopped the live broadcast, showed a picture of daffodils, and later said that Belgium won it. They just don't like Israel, apparently.
Yeah, screw you.
Yeah.
Belgium,
It's
daffodils.
ignore Israel, daffodils. Belgium won.
Nothing more to see here.
Yeah.
It's all fine.
This was
You ever watched the Eurovision Song Contest? That's got a weird cult following.
I've seen a few of them. It's something Vicky's family do every year just because it's fun to see all these weird people doing weird stuff. Because it's like...
Well, you've got WrestleMania.
Yeah, that's my thing.
That's their WrestleMania.
Yeah, what, crap music's WrestleMania?
Well, like people dressed up doing stagey, funny things. This could be similar to old school wrestling.
Yeah, it's the big event. It's the big event this Sunday. It'll be past by the time this comes out.
Sunday.
Yeah. Yeah. The annual's staying up all night. Fucking day.
I don't think I can do that anymore.
No, it
Now
is
that I'm
getting
constantly
harder.
nauseous.
It is getting harder. I used to like be able to get the whole fucking way through with no issue, and now it's like, well, I've got to go to bed at 9 o'clock for 2 hours, and then I can get up again, and then I can just about get through. But it doesn't help that they've made it longer and longer. The event's like 6 hours long now,
Yeah.
from start to finish. Like it's just like that's nuts. You
Yeah.
need to stop. Just stop. Like,
Yeah.
just get it down to like 4 fucking hours again, or 3, or whatever.
I think
Like,
also
how
with
long is the Super Bowl? I always get the feeling that's a long
It can
time.
be very long.
Yeah.
At least 3 hours.
Yeah.
And they could go on for longer. But yeah, it's just, I think now, especially now that everything's like on iPlayer,
Yeah.
just on Netflix, you can you can just watch it like later.
Yeah, there is something about watching it live though. That's the thing.
Definitely.
Like, it's that.
But my brain just goes, I just love
I'm
sleep
there.
so much.
Yeah.
So yeah, if my time is, or if my sleep pattern is already in that mode, fair play.
Yeah.
But I'm at a point where it's like I'm kind of in an all right zone. Like I said, getting my life together ish.
Yeah.
It's like I know that will just throw it all out. Like with some, I'm just like, no, just be responsible. Watch it tomorrow. But yeah, even then, I think I'm now just like, I just want to go to bed.
I do it with most of them. To be fair, that's the only one I still stay up for.
Yeah.
Which is stupid because it's the longest one. The Japanese military used plague-infected fleas and flies covered in cholera to infect the population of China. They were spread using low-flying planes with bombs containing mixtures of insects and disease. 440,000 people died.
This, what was it? Insects and flies.
Insects and
they went, needs more cholera. Just sprinkled it on.
yeah,
Salt shaker.
like just what's in the bombs, you know.
Insects and disease.
Boom! And explosives of some kind.
Yeah.
To
Yeah.
open it up at least.
Like, I've heard of, like, bio weapons and stuff. That kind of shit happens, but...
Apparently, have you heard the scorpion thing? There's
No.
It's been on a few things, but yeah, apparently there's a weapon that makes a high-pitched sound that only people younger than 30 can hear. Or something like that. Like, there's an age restriction on it.
Oh.
And I think, I was first to go, I think that's just stupid. Like the South Park, it makes you shit yourself thing.
I
think it's a genuine thing.
I heard something like that. They'd started playing that in some like shopping centres. It was a sound that they played in shopping centres when the whole country was like, hoodies, like people freaking out and calling kids hoodies because they wore hoodies. It's like, dude, I don't call you jeans. I don't get what the fuck's going on. But like. When everyone was freaking out over hoodies, they started this thing of like playing very high pitched noises over speakers in shopping centres to disperse groups of hoodies.
But yeah, it's a genuine weapon apparently used by the police.
Yeah,
apparently I've seen it on panel shows.
It makes sense,
and they've treated it with enough seriousness where I've gone, maybe it's real.
It makes sense. I used to have this frequency tester thingy on my phone where it plays various frequencies and you can select which ones. And at a certain point, I stop hearing them.
Yeah.
And other people can still hear it, and they're like, "What the fuck is that?"
Yeah.
It's a fun game to play at parties. All right, this is the last one. And the next time you're on a plane, just bear this in mind. Nearly half of all airline pilots admit to falling asleep during a flight. 29% of these reported waking up and seeing that everyone else was asleep as well.
That's a weird follow-up question on that questionnaire. Like, how many, have you ever fallen asleep on a plane? Yeah, sure. Have you ever woken up to find everyone else is asleep? And nearly a third have gone, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Planes
crazy.
Probably more than fly themselves once you're in the air.
And like, it's like it'll be like an autopilot thing.
Yeah.
But it is like, I don't know. I
do expect everyone to be alert, awake.
I do want the pilot to be awake.
Yeah.
Like, you're not being paid that much to be asleep.
Do they get paid a lot?
Yeah, they get paid like a couple of $100,000 a year.
Fair
Easy.
enough. It's weird because they can never really settle down.
Proper like commercial like level guys do.
Yeah. It's a weird skill to have. You ever thought about
being a pilot?
Yeah.
No, I don't like really. I'm not comfortable enough being on planes, let alone actually flying one. Plus, like the weird thing is like I would drive a bus, but
not a plane.
Well, that's the thing. I would drive a bus, and technically, like one of those fucking EasyJet things is just a bus in the air. But it feels like there's more at stake. Yeah. Even though the
stakes are higher, both in sea level.
Yeah, but it's apparently still much safer statistically.
Yeah, well, you need more training and
and there's less to hit.
Passes. But yeah, like I started watching those bee YouTube videos of just bees, and the other thing I started watching, I don't know, I just found it funny. It came up in my feed like recommended feed. Like, bees.
Ooh.
There's just beekeepers doing vlogs. All right. And the other one I watched was like this guy flying, and you think he's like a 20-year-old, just like he's always been flying. He shows you his flying thing. I think that level of organization fits with my mind quite well.
Yeah.
Like it's not just a case of put pill in mouth, drink water. It's like no, all the checks. Put in the mouth. Drink the water and swallow the pill. Okay, now move on to the next check and do this and do that.
Yeah.
That kind of regimented organization works well with me a lot. Yeah. Because I think that's how I decided. When I was a kid, I was like, I'm going to be in the army. Well, I was going to be a fireman first. I didn't realise that asthma would be a problem. I was like, what, big smoky rooms? Yeah. You can't breathe. Yeah, I'll be fine. I was like, I'll be in the army. And they said, no, asthma is a problem in the army as well.
Yeah. But then later on in life, didn't realise that smoking would be a problem.
It's fine. I'm basically a fireman.
Yeah.
So like, I think my brain, that's why I just decided to tackle a lot of situations. Like bodybuilding was very much like that. It was like, just do this, do X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
Regimented, organised.
Yeah.
All that kind of stuff. So yeah, when I'm watching that, I was like, that makes sense in my mind. I could have enjoyed that.
Yeah.
But when I was 15, I started dating a girl who was previously dating someone who wanted to be a pilot, and I thought he was a dick.
Right.
So I don't think I was destined. When I was young, pilots were dickheads. Be an actor. Not
Yeah,
a pilot.
that's a more stable.
Hundreds of thousands of pounds a year job.
Yeah. For like 3 people.
Yeah.
And then for everyone else, it's, noodles every night.
Yeah. Would have been fun though. But yeah, I don't think you can be an asthmatic in the sky. Asthma's the real disease.
It is.
Disease. Yeah. Any more scum?
No, that's your lot.
I've got one brief one.
All right.
Have you talked about Hatebeak? It's a metal band where the lead singer is a parrot.
Like an actual parrot.
Yes. Just something that came across Hatebeak and the genuine.
Like Hatebreed.
Yeah, but with a parrot. Yeah. It gets better. Their second album, they worked with a band called Caninus, which is a metal band, with 2 dogs as lead singers. So they collaborated. And so yeah, if you think, again, it's that whole thing about people think the world is this serious thing. Like, you can't laugh at this, you can't do that, you can't do that. This is the way the world is. You're like, there's dogs in a band. Drummers and guitarists, someone else is holding up a dog to a mic. Sound levels, please. Woof.
Yeah. Woof, 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 woof.
Yeah. So yeah, Hatebeak and Caninus, if you're interested in some
decent. I'm going to find those.
Just Google it. It's great. So yeah, that's me.
Yeah. I think
good.
That's us for this week.
Yeah, longer than usual episode, which is good.
Yeah.
Probably. More chit chat and more plus all the more stuff I added because I was like, oh my god, we've got nothing this week because I didn't go to a press conference.
Unlike every other week. Yeah. I'm always at press conferences.
So yeah, more creative stuff to come.
Yeah.
Still enjoying the podcast, and like I said, we had one organic random person like the page.
Yeah,
exciting for us.
Very exciting.
And yeah, still plugging away, still enjoying it. So yeah, just want to get more creative stuff done. Get in touch if you want to do anything.
Yeah.
Good. So yeah, I'm at Nick Snip.
I am at Sing It Steve.
And the podcast is at Pulling Teeth Pod, which we're active on now.
Yeah.
I'm monitoring Red daily.
And email is wisdom@pullingteethpodcast.com. Keep sending shit in. We'll keep reading it.
Yep. And we've got the Facebook Pulling Teeth Podcast page. So give us a like.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's all of us on there.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, we still want a baby, do we? Do we still want a baby?
Yeah, we just need to figure out the logistics.
Yeah.
We can talk about it. We can try and figure something out for it.
All right, decent. See you next week with a baby. Not with a baby. All right.
Yeah, we'll see. Depends how well it goes.
Bye.
We're collecting babies now.